Alright, I'm placing all bets on going all in, guys. This is my final guess on the island. Not choosing between two islands, I'm choosing between one, and that is Tenerife. Let's go straight to the video, let me tell you why. So here I am, my final guess, Tenerife. The first thing I want to show to you that will pretty much link a lot of things is the game Test Drive Unlimited 2. Now if you go ahead and take a look at it and you go to your furniture in any one of your houses, you will see this. A Tenerife branded furniture. Now let that sink in. A Tenerife branded furniture in TDU2, my oh my, what is that doing there? That's the first link to TDU2 that kind of, I'm sure, would proceed into TDU SC, since we do have the same creative director working from TDU2, now the game director of TDU SC. So Anjanu, I'm pretty certain he'll bring a lot of his previous ideas from TDU2 over to TDU SC. Now on top of this furniture being in Test Drive Unlimited 2, there's another thing that links TDU2 to a Canary Island. Now if you did not know, one of the devs I talked to, which I've also said in my previous video, he was saying during the pre-development of Test Drive Unlimited 2, there were a couple of islands that were in discussion prior to actually being chosen. Now we know Ibiza was the main island that was added into TDU2, however, Dubai was also discussed, and even prior to Dubai, we also had Gran Canaria. Now, Gran Canaria obviously is a Canary Island, and Tenerife is also a Canary Island, and since we know the furniture was in Test Drive Unlimited 2 called Tenerife, it would make sense that it would have been discussed during TD2's pre-development as well. But we all know the only reason it didn't go through is because Atari needed the game out as soon as possible, and creating a new island that's bigger than Oahu from scratch wouldn't take a lot more time compared to Ibiza, which is only at 500 kilometers squared. When you compare that to Tenerife or Gran Canaria, which is at 1,500 up, and Tenerife actually touching 2,000, it's quite a difference. And with that being said, Anjanu coming back to the Test Drive franchise and saying, you know what, I want to do this island, we didn't get to do it before, and I know this is a perfect fit, Tenerife for Gran Canaria. It makes perfect sense as to why they'll do it, because you all know it is an island and it is going to be vast and vibrant as per the Steam description. Now another thing I want to backpedal to is the previous trailer that we've just gotten shown. Now in the previous trailer I've said, you know what, the release date is probably November, which by the way I'll get to that in a later video because I've changed my mind on that. I don't think it's November, I think it's actually going to be earlier than that. Now what are the two most important things people want to know about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown? One would be the release date, and two would be the location. Those two things are 100% the most important things that people want to know right now. So in the trailer there must be a release date tease, and there must also be a location tease, because we all know, based on what the community manager for TDU SC said, he did say that there were some Easter eggs in the trailer, and the plates I'm sure hold a very big significance. One being February 2022, which I assume is release date. I'll go a little bit more in detail in that on my video coming on Friday, but today is about Tenerife. Now the other plate being this, as you guys have already seen, and in my previous video, this is how I think the plate is linked to Tenerife. I mean, it makes sense. Tenerife. Now if you did not know, Teni and Ife is where Tenerife's name comes from, and Teni meaning mountain, Ife meaning snow. Obviously this is from the extinct language of the Canary Islands, so having something similar to this teased would make sense, especially since hexadecimal is a part of a programming code, and obviously KTR developers, listen, you guys get where I'm going here, it would make a lot of sense. But also, hold on, also the temperature in the trailer from the watch, yes, this watch right here, guys, as you can clearly see, the temperature average in April in Tenerife is 23 degrees. Quite interesting, am I right or am I wrong? Come on now. But also, it doesn't stop there. Take a look at this sculpture. Now, listen, this was from Reddit, and it is kind of a bit of a stretch, but, you know, it does look like a crown. You can't really relate the TDU SC logo to this, but come on, I mean, why not just let it fly? It makes a lot of sense. It is a stretch, but hey, it's something that's related, so let's leave it at that. But it doesn't stop there. Here is another striking resemblance from the trailer to Tenerife. Now, coming from a guy that studied architecture previously, this is something that would make kind of sense, not even kind of sense, this is something that would make a lot of sense as to how it's related to Tenerife. Now, if you know, in the trailer, as you guys can see on the screen right now, in the parking garage you can see some of the uprights that have a curve to it. It kind of comes up on an angle, it has a nice fillet at the bottom. Well, a fillet is an engineering term for a curve. It has one of those at the bottom, and if you move on as well, it kind of looks the same at the top. But what if I told you that this looks very similar to what is in Tenerife? Now right here is the main central hub of Tenerife. Mind you, they have car shows here, they have gaming events here, they have everything here. It's basically a huge convention center. Well, welcome to Recinto Ferial de Tenerife. This is an interior picture of the actual place, and listen, that looks very similar to the underground trailer. Am I right? Come on, this looks very similar. So it's a pretty high chance that honestly they modeled the parking garage after this, because think about it. If you're making a trailer and you wanted to say, you know what, hey, let's make a parking garage, we want these cars to be here. 99% of the time, when I think parking garage, I don't think of something modernized like this. I think of regular straight vertical uprights. I don't think of slanted concrete slabs that go across, arc, they have arc at the bottom. It's too similar to not say it's a coincidence. It's a pretty crazy coincidence if so. They could have hinted at Tenerife this whole entire time. And of course, going way back to the previous trailer, back last year July when TDU SC was even first announced, there was this tower in the background, which also has, coincidentally enough, hills in the background as well that match the same landscape as Tenerife. So, you know, Gran Canaria doesn't have a tower that tall on the island, but Tenerife does. And like I said, it makes sense that Tenerife has beautiful roads, has a beautiful landscape. And as much as I love Gran Canaria's roads and Gran Canaria's structures and its terrain, listen, having Tenerife would be beautiful, and that is a game seller as well. Whether it be Gran Canaria, whether it be Corsica or anything, the island is a game seller point for nacon and KT. So we'll have to wait and see what they have to say. But again guys, July, I only assume, is when we're going to be getting the official release date as well as the official location straight from KT and nacon's mouths. And I cannot wait to hear what it is. Again, coming July, I will have news on it as soon as it happens, guys. As soon as we know the exact date, I'll let you guys know. It should be announced next month in June. I only assume the official date. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like down below and subscribe for more TDU SC content. You know what it is. I'm Alex7, and I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out. Peace.